From what I saw last year, I'm assuming 50.
55,
55.
but that's not a fair assessment because there was one game that was forfeited to them, so they only got graded for 2. So you take that out, they average 65 or 61 points per game. How many state titles do they have since 2015?
I know of at least one, so I'll give them one more, just on the conservative side.
3. They have 3 total, and once again, they're hoping to go for the other one. Marion fans down in the corner. This is going to be quite a matchup. We're going to be pretty excited to watch how this goes. Marion's going to have to play a perfect ball game, and last week they did. Can you give us a summary of what happened when Hillman came to town?
Yeah, Hillman came down, and we were able to jump right on them right off the get-go. We scored 28 points in the first quarter, and took care of business. We poured on another 3 or 4 touchdowns in the second, and then really just went into conservative mode and got some underclassmen in there, and took some of our skill position players off the field for injury concern. And here we are.
All right, about 4 minutes left on the clock before we get the national anthem. We're here at Powers North Central. Once again, a fantastic facility. They have all the stands on the near side. On the far side is just the practice field. The Marion flag is flying proudly to the canister over there. So this is going to be quite a matchup. I want to remind you that you are listening to the home of Marion football on 107.9 CDY.
The Eagles of Marion High School and the Jets of North Central High School.
How many would you like?
2.
Sweet.
Introducing first the visiting Eagles of Marion High School.
All right, when we come back, I'm going to ask you players to watch out for McBain.
Number 2.
Marion. You get to punch me every time I say that other word, okay?
I have a lot of friends up there. I'm not offended.
I know, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Before I forget, this is you.
Oh, we're going to donate that, I thought.
I don't care what you do with that.
Last ad.
That's for the football program.
Okay.
I'm going to see what the commission is this week and then subtract what it costs to travel here, and then we'll donate the rest to the football program.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you, Gary.
No, thank you. You got the sales. It's your money.
It's all for the kids.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you are back.
And we're back here in Powers, Michigan, halfway between Iron Mountain and Escanaba. A beautiful drive for all of you. But it's 2 o'clock. Your time, 1 o'clock here, as we are getting ready for the national anthem. Before we do that, I'm going to go to Ryan. Ryan, what players should we key on today for the Marion Eagles?
Mason Salisbury's, he's been probably 70% of the offense all year. He's got to have a tremendous game. And last week we saw really, really physical and tough running between Braden Prelip and Gavin Prelip, so hopefully they have a day. Looking for some good stuff on the defensive line for Cole Meyer and James Williams. And Weston Cox averaged 23 tackles over the last 2 weeks, so hoping that's going to be a staple in today's defensive front as well.
Now, Powers North Central is going to be led by their quarterback, Luke Gorzinski. He is a returning All-State quarterback, wide receiver, and offensive firework like Alex Nesser, Wyatt Robb at running back, and then they had a 270-pound lineman transfer from Ohio up here, Lane Nearing, and he is an awesome animal. I was watching some of the highlights there, and it seems like they really like to get him out in motion. He has quick feet, and they're going to try and run a lot of stuff behind him. And I saw 5 scores in the highlight tape, and every single one of them was right off of his block. So number 71, that's the key player I'm going to keep my eye on throughout this matchup. We are just about ready to get the national anthem here. I want to remind you, listening to the broadcast from the Marion Schools broadcast booth. Marion Schools, the hidden gem of the North. Check out Marion Schools, and they have some pride. Hey, we got a lot of sponsors. We'll give them a lot of love. But at this point, we are going to throw it back to the studio as they play the national anthem. You're listening to the home of Marion Eagles football on the all-new 107.9 CDY.
3.
Let's start 7.
Oh, you want 7?
Yes, they're doing the national anthem.
All right.
All right, Ryan, help me out. What formation do you call this when you have the quarterback here and the 2 running backs flanking them? I don't know what the formation name is.
A shotgun T right. I don't know if there's a technical name for
All
it.
right. Well, I'm going to call it the Beast.
Okay.
When I looked it up, someone referred to it as a Beast formation, but I didn't think that was the right name. But I didn't know what to call that.
Back like what Everett runs and so many other teams, you know, they'll have a shotgun or a quarterback under center, fullback, tailback, and opposite.
Eagles, great tackle on that one. And
Yeah, it's pretty obvious, Gary, that the coaching staff has watched what we do with our kicks, and a lot of that are the squib variety, and they put their hands team or their best athletes right in the center, front 2 rows of the field, and I don't think we wanted the ball to go right to him.
all right, so we got a pistol formation, and they'll go to spread. Trips on the near, 1 on the far side. 3 linemen. Underneath center, or the shotgun, is Gorzinski. Gorzinski on the keeper. He's going to go up the middle. Break 1 tackle. Still have the legs driving. Finally brought down on that one by James Williams. But not until he gets about a 5-yard gain. Let's make it a 2nd down and 4.
And Gary, like you were saying, number 71, Lane Nearing, you're probably going to hear his name quite a bit from the offensive line. He pushed about 2 of our defenders down the field, 7-8 yards, or 5-6 yards anyway. We're going to have to try to make some type of adjustment there. And I see coaches talking to one of the defensive ends right now.
Yeah, but what's interesting, there's a timeout by Powers North Central after their first play, so that's a little bit unusual. But let's take advantage of this break. Ryan, you've done a lot of good work here, and I'm amazed by how many people came out to support this broadcast to bring this to you on a great Saturday afternoon. Special shout out to Fiam, Pollington Tools, Dean Auto and Truck, Fleming Clothing, The Horseshoe Grill, Shan Jack's Pizza, L&J Meat Market, McLean Transmission, McBain Lake City Family Pharmacy, the Wexford Misaki CTC, Marion Schools, Danley Agency, Nags Agency, Baker College, M-Town Jim and Tan, and Pluger Mechanical. And we're back once again. Powers in that spread formation. Rob in motion. They hand it off to Rob on a jet sweep. There's no one to go there. And then he gets behind Lane, and he's got the corner. He's going to get all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. Marion had him bottled up, but he was just patient, and he stayed behind Big Lane before he actually pushed it to the end zone.
That's exactly what happened. It was a jet sweep situation from the right to left, and Salisbury had contain right there, and the running back actually hesitated. Salisbury had the contain. He was in perfect position. The running back hesitated. Salisbury bit back in, and then the running back bounced back out, so there was no contain left to be had, and 17 yards later is a touchdown.
One-step approach on that for the extra point is good. So with 11:25 left in the first quarter, Powers North Central up 7-0. You're listening to home of Marion Eagle football on the all-new 107.9 CDY. Down the 10-yard line, receiving it back there is Gavin Prelet. Prelet brings it on the sideline. Nice little returns. He gets it up to the 25-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds on the far side. Marion Eagles in their, we'll call it the color rush uniforms with the white helmet, the white jerseys, white pants with the maroon piping down the side, and the high socks with the maroon socks there. They'll go left to right on your radio dial. Powers North Central, they're going to be with the red jerseys, black pants, and the jet right on top of the helmet. Marion breaks the huddle. We got a spread formation. Prelip is about 5 yards off the line. Salisbury drops the leg. Jet sweep to Prelip. Prelip comes to get the corner. He's got a block. He got 2 blocks. He's going to get a nice little gain as he's going to get himself all the way up to the about a 7-yard gain on that one.
That's a really nice start for our offense right there. Let the sophomore break some rust off right there, and nice chunky yard, or nice chunk gained. Hopefully that builds some momentum for Braden and Gavin and Mason to continue running the ball effectively the rest of the game.
You know, nice block on that one by Cole Myers. He drove his man all the way off the field. That was an impressive feat. All right, Marion comes same formation, just flipped. Single on the far side, twins on the near side. Salisbury drops the leg. Gavin Prelip gets the handoff. He's just sweeped the other way. He's got the corner a little bit more, and then he gets a big gain sitting there waiting to make the tackle on that was Luke Rzinski. Gavin said, you know what, let's feel my shoulders. He drops the shoulder and tries to run over Luke, send a little message to him. Nice play there.
And that was a really nice run by Gavin. I'm telling you, both of the Prelip boys had a great game last week, and they're really starting to come into it. And right there was just a kind of a continuation from that. He had a 11-yard gain in the play roughly, and he put his shoulder down before he went out of bounds and made that defender pay.
Same formation, Gavin on the near sideline. Salisbury drops the leg. Jet sweep. Keeper here there. Salisbury's going to try and get the corner. Breaks one tackle, breaks the second tackle, but he runs into the teeth of the defense. Only able to get about 3 yards, but he keeps on moving the ball forward. We'll make it 2nd down and 7 from the 48-yard line.
That was a tough run for Mason, and I really think he's going to have a long day because if I'm the coach for the other team, I'm going to have 1-2 guys spying him the entire time because there's so much offensive production. And that's the time that Braden and Gavin are going to come out and hopefully can get some big plays for us. But we'll take a 3-yard gain, Gary, all day long.
Yeah, you do that 4 times. Isn't that a first down?
I believe so, if my math's correct.
All right, double wing formation, shotgun. Braden in motion. Salisbury drops back the pass. Wide open, Gavin Prelip. Gavin is going down to the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Marion Eagles, as they are able to get there and score. Great design by Grundy. Set it up with 4 straight runs, then turns around and drops the pass for a touchdown. Eagles on the board, 6-7. They're down, but they got a chance to go for the extra point.
That was a great play drawn up by Coach Grundy and perfect execution by the entire offense, and that's the momentum we need to have. Our boys need to maintain confidence and figure that we can play on this same football field with anybody. And if we maintain that mindset, who knows what's going to happen.
2-point conversion. They have the double wing shotgun formation. Brandon Prelip in motion. They give to Salisbury. Salisbury for the keeper. He's going to try and get over the line. There's a push over there. The hands are up. 2-point conversion. This is something you're not seeing in a very long time, but Powers North Central is down in a game. Marion Eagles 8-7 over Powers North Central with 9:33 left in the first quarter. You're listening to the home of the Marion Eagles on the 107.9 CDY. The play, but Meyer was able to crash down and shut down that lane quickly. Flag says holding against Powers North Central.
Cole Meyer is a tremendous freshman. And this kid, he's got a motor that does not stop. He's high energy. He's big, strong, and fast. He's got to grow into his body a little bit, but this kid has such a high ceiling ahead of him. It's going to be exciting to watch him.
So that'll make it first down and 19 for Powers North Central. Trips on the near side. Gorzinski in the shotgun. He drops back. Quick bubble screen right there. Gets the ball out quickly into the hands of Nasser. That is the one you have to worry about. Nasser, he's as quick as a hiccup, as they say, coming down that line, and he gets a lot of the yards back.
Yep, Gary, we saw that quite a bit last year. These little quick pop screens, bubble screens, quick slants, quick hitches, all these little quick design plays to get the receiver the ball out in space in a fast manner to not give the defense time to react. That's what we just saw.
All right, trips on the far side. Nasser and Rob over there. Gorzinski underneath center. Gorzinski, quarterback keeper up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up the line of scrimmage, but he's going to drag him all the way for the first down. James Williams got him right away, but he was dragged 4 yards, and that will be a first down for Powers North Central.
Yep, James did the right thing. You know, it was a design quarterback run play to the left, and his guard that's over top of him went away, so he closed the gap and followed. It's just the quarterback did a real nice job about keeping forward progress going.
All right, trips on the far side. One on the near side. Gorzinski gets the snap, looking back to pass. He thinks about bubble screen. Now he's going to go deep. We got a man wide open, and that one is going to be caught for a touchdown, 50-yard touchdown on that one, as that was caught by Elijah Gorzinski. But there's a flag on the play.
Let's see what this adds up to. The offensive line is still hanging around by the line of scrimmage.
The Eagles avoid a bullet on that one, as that is going to be offsides on the wide receiver. You don't see that very often. Before the snap, moving it back 5 yards. All that for naught.
Hey, we'll take it, Gary. We will take it. hopefully we defensive backfield learn something right there.
1st and 15 for the Jets. Trips on the far side, single on the near side. Gordzinski in the shotgun. Gordzinski is going to go to quarterback keeper. He comes up the middle. That one he's going to be grabbed immediately by Weston Cox, but he's going to drag Cox for a couple of yards. Going to get a 7-yard gain there. Yeah, make it 8 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 7.
That's too many yards to go. You could see the defensive line and the linebackers. They knew exactly what was happening right there, and he still was allowed to get 8 yards. We have to shorten that up a little bit.
All right. Trips on the far side, single on the near side. Gorzinski under center. Gorzinski with that bubble screen to Rob. Rob drops the ball, tries to pick it up in case it was a pitch, but that will be an incomplete pass. 3rd down and 7 for the Jets.
That's one of those breaks we could take. The perfect pass to the receiver. He plain dropped it. So 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 here, but this is 4-down territory for the Jets. We have to come up with 2 impressive defensive plays on a back-to-back sequence.
Yeah, it looked like Rob was running before the ball got to him.
That's what it looked like.
Trips on the far side again. The Jets going from right to left on your radio dial. Design keeper to Gorzinski. Gorzinski tries to get around the corner, and he does get around the corner. Finally brought down by Weston Cox, but not until he has a 1st down, moving the ball all the way down to the Marion 36-yard line.
This Gorzinski kid's a good athlete. He's running the ball hard. A lot of people don't take that into consideration, having a quarterback being hard-nosed runners. And this kid's not afraid to put a shoulder down and get dirty by what we've seen yet today.
No.
We're gonna have to compensate for him.
All right, trips on the near side of the field. It's the short side of the field. They got a single on the far side. Gorzinski drops a finger, and Rob goes into motion. There's going to be a flag on the play.
False start on the Jets. Still 1st down.
They're being going motion against North Central again. 3rd penalty on this drive. 7:18 left in the 1st quarter.
Well, we'll take one of those every time they move the chains or so. We got to capitalize on one, though.
We'll take whatever we can get right here. All right. Trips on the far side, the wide side of the field. They've got 3. Single on the near side. Gorzinski, shotgun. He's going to be a keeper right here up the middle, and he is going to be held up, and that is the best defensive stop Marion has had at this point, as he's tackled by a flock of Marion's Eagles, led by number 68, Wyatt Schmid, and that's only going to be for a 2-yard gain.
Yep, that's exactly what we need to have. We need to stop that play a few times and make it not such a bread and butter situation for them. And that was a really nice play. Brings up 2nd and 13.
All right, same formation. You got 3 linemen. Gorzinski in the shotgun. Trips on the wide side of the field, far side. He's going to do the bubble swing to Nasser. Nasser got the ball. He's going to look it up. He's got a lot of room right there. Breaks 1 tackle. Tries to break another. Finally caught up by the Eagles, but not until he gets another 1st down all the way down to the Eagles' 21-yard line. Y'all had a good shot at him, but he was able to break that tackle and get down.
Yeah, it was another one of those quick-hitting pass plays to the outside, and they're going to continue to do that. I think that's part of their DNA, is just try to get the ball out there quick in space and let their athletes try to outperform ours, or the defenders. I don't have the recipe for the adjustment there, because we're keeping a safety deep over top of that triple bunch.
22 yards on that gain. Gorzinski on the keeper. He's going to find the edge. He is going to see if he gets some room. He does get some room, as he going to get 8 yards. Make it 9 yards on the carry. And he's just running hard right between the tackle or the guards.
Yeah, I think they're running the quarterback to the short side of the field, away from the spread bunch, away from the receiver bunch. And it seems to be Salisbury's over there as the contained. I'm hoping Coach Grundy can get with him so he can try to chop that play tighter instead of letting it able to extend to the sideline.
Trips on the far side, or on the near side. Rob in motion. Rob goes all the way out to the other sides. Gorzinski gives it to Nasser on the outside. Nasser gets a ball, gets it up to about the 8-yard line, fumbles the ball out of bounds, but that will be enough for another Powers North Central 1st down.
Yeah, great play by Braden Prelip right there, making the tackle after the catch. Perfect form tackle, put his helmet right on the ball. The ball popped out, just happened to be out of bounds. So what do you say, Gary? We got to come up with a goal line stand here.
It would be great to see if we can get a stand or even a turnover to end this drive.
I like the sounds of that.
All right, so we got the trips on the short side of the field. One wide on the far side. Rob goes into motion. Rob is the lead blocker as Gorzinski falls behind him. He's going to follow him all the way up to the 1 yard line, just short of a touchdown.
That was a really nice read by the quarterback to select his lane and burst through the past line of scrimmage to get up to the 1 yard line by the looks of it. I bet you number 71 is going to come into play right here.
I bet you're right here. We'll see. It is 8-7. Marion is up. 4:34 left in the first quarter, and knocking on the door are the Jets. Number 71, Big Lane, is over on the right-hand side. He's going right up the middle, and they're going to say touchdown, Jets. 13-8. Jets go up.
Well, I know we had a couple penalties, Gary, on that drive, but that must have been a 8, 10, 12-play drive right there. And I think that could be a building block for the defense.
I have 11-play drive on that
drive. One. That's a win for the offense, but that may long-term be a win for the defense as well.
All right, so Walters puts the ball through for the extra point, making the score 14-8, the Jets. You're listening to Home to Marion Eagles football on 107.9 CDY. Walters kicks the ball up to the 20-yard line. That falls in the hand of Gavin Prelip. Gavin Prelip is able to scamper all the way up to Marion 35-yard line. Marion will be taking over first down and 10 with 4:16 left in the first quarter.
That was a really nice return by Gavin, and he's playing with a little bit of spice today. He's got a little pep in his step, and I like to see that. I like to see that out of all the kids.
You wondered what was going to happen last year. Powers North Central went up 50-0 in the first half against these Marion Eagles. And you wondered if that was going to be an intimidation factor, or is that what we're going to say, you know what, we learned, we grew, and so far Marion has gone toe-to-toe with them.
So far, yeah, that is true. That's a true statement.
Double wing formation, handoff to Gavin Prelip. Prelip stumbles right at the line of scrimmage. He's not going to get any gain on that one.
Looked like there might have been a little bit of a misstep at the handoff exchange. Not very sure there.
Second down and 10. Salisbury's next going to get in the play call. Ball set up on the far hash mark. Marion is going from left to right on your radio dial. Beautiful day here, and luckily we got to be moved indoors. At one time we thought we might be outdoors, but we got to come back in here. And now we'll be in the warm. So it's going to sound a little bit more boxy than without the crowd noise, but that's all right. Salisbury, shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff to Prelip. He's going to use him as the lead blocker. Salisbury gets to the corner, straight arms himself down. Gets a 6-yard gain there for the Marion Eagles, making it 3rd down and 4.
That was a nice run by Mason. Great downfield blocking by Alex Johnson and Aaron Whitney in as well. And that was a team effort. Made it 3rd and 4. See what Coach Grundy has drawn up here.
That time, as you said, it was a pulling guard who gets out in front, seals that edge, and he's able to pick up a good 6 yards in that area.
When number 72, the center ball, is along the same, he's a big lad in the middle. He's now the T formation.
All right, so we got the beast formation, or broken T, as Salisbury keeps the ball. He's going to run up the middle. He's going to be in the backfield for a loss of a yard.
It looked like there was once again some miscommunication. I see Whitney's in the backfield instead of Gavin Prelip, and there was a ball fake that didn't go as well as designed, I think, and it's pretty much a broken play.
Braden Prelip back to punt. Jacob Brzezinski back deep. Nice punt by Braden. That is not going to be returnable as he drops it all the way to the 28-yard line. That one's down immediately by Aiden Yowell, and that will make it first down and 10 for the Jets at their own 38-yard line.
That was a nice punt by Braden and very good coverage by Aiden on that play. So, Gary, the way I'm looking at this now is Powers is not a team that we want to give fall into a deficit situation to. So we're down a score now. This defensive stand is going to be very, very important. We need to force a turnover or a punt on this drive.
With 2:37 left in the first quarter, Powers does a little pass on that one, and Rob is met immediately. That was one of those shovel passes forward, and Rob was just well read on that one. Let's get a big shout on that one to Weston Cox.
Yeah, Weston, he laid the wood to him right there. He read that play beautifully. Didn't go with the first stage of flow. He stayed in his assignment, and he ended up kind of cracking that guy's helmet a little bit. It was a very nice play by Weston.
That's one of the things that Powers North Central is really good is misdirection, isn't it?
Yeah, they're a well-coached team. They're speedy.
Double wing formation, pistol formation. Gorinsky is going to run the option. He's going to pitch it out. The ball's on the ground, but it goes out of bounds. So that's going to be for a loss of 4 yards.
Great defense right there. Great cat and mouse by Kohlmeyer, and great responsibility containment on the pitch man by Braden Prelip, Weston Cox, and Gavin Prelip from the other side from a safety situation. This is going to bring up 3rd and 12, Gary. This is probably an obvious passing situation for most teams. Concerned or optimistic? Most teams would be on a 3rd and 12, but this may be playing right in the Powers' hands because of their passing ability. But I guess I'd rather be in a 3rd and 12 situation than a 3rd and 2 situation.
Well, there's truth to that. Now, this is the question you have. You know, you're playing the number 1 ranked team in the state. Do you take a chance here and say, we're going to call the bubble screen blitz and run a safety to make sure that the backside doesn't leak on you and just sell out for the bubble screen?
That's a great question. You know, you can be the hero or the goat in a quick hurry. I think in the first half, you might see just a little bit more aggressiveness on that bubble screen. I'm not going to say a full-out blitz to where if the pass gets behind that defender, there's pretty much nobody left, and it's going to be a big play. I think because it's the first half, Coach Grundy isn't that.
Well, I guess we don't worry about that since we got a single wingle formation. And you have Rob getting the direct snap on the Wildcat. He's got a lot of room on the near sideline. He's got one man to beat, and he's going to be pulling away from Salisbury. Salisbury's the last man, and Rob makes it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. That is going to be a 74-yard romp for a touchdown for the Jets.
Yeah, that's a trap play. That big number 71 there lines up at right guard. He just comes behind the center and blows our defensive end up. And if our linebackers in tight and our outside linebackers out wide, I mean, there's a hole there.
Yeah, he blew up the defensive end, the linebacker, and half of the cheerleaders on that pull.
And you know, Wyatt Robb, looking at him, he just displayed some pretty good speed. Looking at the kid, he's put together pretty well. I'm not going to say heavier set, but he's pretty looks like a farm kid to me.
He's thick.
He's thick.
He's solid.
He just outran our entire defense.
Well, we'll remind you, with 1:37 left, the Jets are up 21-8. You are listening to semifinal football. The winner will move on to the state finals next week in Marquette, where these two teams met last year. Hey, we got to give a shout out to some of the other sponsors that helped us out Dynamic Physical Therapy, Christie's Potting Shed, LCM Surveying, Untamed Archery, Hunting and Electric, Backwoods Realty. And we're back. Walker kicks it off. It's picked up by Gavin at the 15-yard line. Gavin's dancing around, makes one man, misses. He can't make the second one as he's going to be tackled quickly on that one by Drew Weber, and he's going to be taken down at the Marion 15-yard line.
Yeah, on that one, Gavin allowed the ball to bounce on the ground, and the ball just kind of went straight up in the air. And when that happens, the ball's not moving, yet every other player is. So the defense is able to clamp down pressure on any type of ball carrier a lot better than if it was just a direct catch and run.
All right, so Marion comes. They have twins on the near, single on the far side. Salisbury gets the shotgun. He's looking to pass. He is going to be flushed out of the pocket. He throws it to Braden Prelip. It's incomplete, but boy, that was a smart play because no one's going to intercept that, or otherwise it would have been a loss.
Would have been a loss, and looking down after the play there, Mason had 4 defensive players laying on him. So I know that was an extended play, kind of out flushed the pocket there, but we got to do a little bit of better job protecting there if we want to be able to pass.
1:23 left in the first quarter. 21-7, the Jets are up. Marion scored on the opening possession. They're looking to grab some magic again as they have themselves with the tight end. 3 on the line, twins on the near, single on the far. Gavin Prelip goes in motion, his jet sweep. He is going to be strung out, and the Powers defense is not going to let him get to the corner as he's going to be taken for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, good defensive read. That's 2 times that we've ran the jet sweep since the opening offensive drive. And on the opening offensive drive, Gavin and Braden both picked up some good yardage. Since then, we ran it twice, and both times were tackles for loss. So I think their coaching staff has made the adjustment to kind of stifle that play. Let's look for our coaching staff to bring out another play out of our playbook. Nobody is on Yole. Now they're sliding out.
All right, so what we have here is Gavin Prelip in motion. It's going to be an option play to Salisbury. Salisbury is going to give it to Braden, but he had nowhere to go. Sacked for a big loss as they just went through the sift, and the Powers were in the backfield right away.
Yeah, yeah, it was great coverage by the defense right there. They were in our backfield pretty early. I think it was going to be, like you said, a designed option, but we couldn't get the play going.
Brandon Prelip back to punt. Another beauty there. This one is actually going to be taken on the run by Jake Gorzinski. Gorzinski makes one man miss. He's going up the sideline. He's got some space before he's pushed out of bounds on that one by Dylan Thomas. But it'll be a first down for the 10 and 10 for the Jets on the 34-yard line.
Yeah, it was a nice return for the Jets there. So I want to talk about Braden's punt right there. He actually received the snap 2 or 3 yards in the end zone, and he punted the ball to the other team in the air to the other team's 45-yard line. It's about a 50-yard punt in the air. We just have to work on our contain, our punt return contain on the next time around.
All right, so at the end of the first quarter, Powers North Central 21, Marion 8. You're listening home to Marion Eagle football on the home of 107.9 CDY.
2.
1. Here the start of the second half as Powers North Central's up 21-8. Number 1 Powers North Central versus number 10 Marion Eagles. Marion Eagles scored on the opening drive. Since then, they have shut down the Marion offense for the most part. But now we're in the second quarter. See what the defense can do for the Eagles.
Yeah, the last 2 defensive series ago, we had that 11 play drive, and I think we gained some experience on that. Last series, we had them in a 3rd and 12 situation that they took advantage of and scored a touchdown. But, if we can keep making small gains, throughout the game, we might be able to stagnate some of their offense.
All right, so the Jets come out with their first play, and that's going to be a quarterback keeper right up the middle with Gorzinski. He is going to be taken down right away on that one by Wyatt Schmidt, but not until he gets a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, Wyatt's had a tremendous year for us. He's made so many big plays, and it's one of those things. He's made all the plays that he should, and some of the plays that he shouldn't. He's really helped us out on the defensive front this year.
All right, Powers on the 30-yard line, Marion 30-yard line. They're going to have that beast mode formation, or the broken T, as Gorzinski just runs right behind the blocks of Nasser and Rob, and he's going to make it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. Jets.
Yep, Gorzinski ran that to perfection, and that's actually our play. I don't know if you noticed that. They ran our formation and our play that we usually run with Mason, and they ran it to perfection.
Yeah, I was just asking more questions about that formation. All right, so 11-10 left in the second quarter. Powers North Central up 11-1. Kicker with the one-step kick is good. That ball doesn't get much more than 12 feet above the ground. It's like a bullet there.
That's what it looks like, Gary, and I'll tell you, it's low and it's flat, but it travels about 40 yards distance-wise, and it looks to be right down the middle as far as left to right.
All right, so with 11-10 left, Jets are up 28-8. You're listening to Home to Marion Eagles football on the 107.9 CDY. on all new 107.9 CDY.
W per se at the end of the day. You know, let's score what everybody else did entire season long. That might be a goal.
Beast formation. Nasser goes in motion out of a handoff to Rob. Rob up the middle. He's going to run through Cox, and he's going to run through Salisbury. Finally tackled on that one by number 55, Alex Johnson, but not until the Jets get a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, Alex, you know, he'll make a play behind the line of scrimmage, on the line of scrimmage, 5 yards downfield, 50 yards downfield. He's got one of those motors. He's a hard-working kid, farm boy. You know, this kid used to run skid steers at a really young age, and he's more than capable and not afraid of hard work. And he just does not quit. And he's a little powerhouse, too. He's not overly tall, but he is strong.
Beast formation, wide receiver on the near side. Wide side's open, and that's going to be where the pass is going to be, or the run's going to be, as Brzezinski tries to make it. He can't get around the corner, and he's going to only get a 2-yard gain, but then the flag comes in late, so I think there's going to be a little extracurricular after he's out of bounds against the Marion Eagles.
Yep, it looked like Braden did a nice job in contain. You know, the play he gained about 2 yards on the play, and Braden had him wrapped up, and Weston came over and hit him out of bounds. From our angle, it was really tough for us to see if it was a late hit or not, but one of the officials decided that it was, or thought that it was, so it'd be a 15-yard roughing or unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Well, I'll tell you what, at this level, you have the best of the officials, and even though I don't like the call, I'm going to have to trust they know what's right, and they do.
Absolutely.
All right, so calling this the Beast formation again. Gorzinski, shotgun. Nasser goes in motion to the outside. Gorzinski's got one wide open down the middle. He's going to just play an easy pitch and catch to Cotter Teets on that tight end fly pattern for a touchdown.
And that's another variation of that formation. I mean, these guys just keep throwing more exotic things out of there by putting the running back in the backfield into motion, so that draws attention from someone or everyone on the defense. And what do is just run the opposite side tight end. They just have him release and go straight down the field. And I don't know, maybe that disguise there just opened up that seam for the end to get that wide open.
Well, we had a bad snap on the extra point, and trying to make something out of nothing. Powers throws the ball in the pass, but that's intercepted by Gavin Prelip, so that will be no points. 41-8. Jets are up. 5:36 left in the first half. You're listening to home of Marion Eagles football on the all-new 107.9 CDY.
Just one?
One would be great.
All right, cool.
I'm pretty sure I haven't mentioned McBain on.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you are back.
All right, Walters kicks it off for Powers North Central. Kicks it to about the 25-yard line. Looked like it was going to go out of bounds, but, you know, Marion can't sit there and decide if it's going to roll out of bounds or not, so y'all had to make a decision. He took the ball and he ran out of bounds with it to make sure that it was not turned over. Marion will take over first down and 10 from their own 25.
Yeah, that took a kind of a funny bounce there, and the ball wasn't sure if it wanted to stay in or go out of bounds. So, yeah, Aiden did what he had to do and just go up and wrap the ball up.
All right, Marion breaks the huddle. Tight formation. You got the pro. Actually, the beast mode on the far side. Hand out to Salisbury. Salisbury's going to follow his running backs' blocks and get us about a 2-3-yard gain.
Yeah, good blocking downfield. Both lead running backs got engaged their man, and Cole Meyer made a nice block on that play too.
They're going to give him an extra yard. So 2nd down and 6 for the Marion Eagles. 5:13 left in the second quarter. Scores 41-8. Marion is up, and the little white stuff is starting to fall from the sky. But the sun's out. It's a beautiful day here. Field's in great shape, especially for this late into the season.
Yeah, I think we couldn't ask for any better weather than what we have today, Gary. It is very, very nice outside.
As we say that from the box. And
Flag on the play.
Marion has a legal motion on this play. They're moving back 5 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 11 on this.
Still 2nd down.
Tough to have those plays there, but no doubt Coach Grundy's going to have something drawn up here to make up that deficit.
Territory, now you're 2nd and 11, and it changes up your play calling, changes up your schematic, changes up your confidence.
All right, clock keeps running there. 4:40 left in the second quarter. 41-8. The Jets are up. It is 2nd and 11. Ball's on the Marion 24-yard line. Prelip is going to be by himself in the backfield. You got a single on the near side, twins on the near side. Nobody more than 5 yards off the field. He fakes the bubble screen, and now he's going to try and get out of trouble, but now he's going to be caught from behind by Nasser. He's able to get the ball thrown out. Incomplete. What a great job of saving the sack on that one.
Yeah, Mason did do a very nice job on extending the play. what amazes me, though, with Powers, they really cover the field quickly. These guys they're swarming. They're swarming around the line into our backfield, and they're still maintaining coverage down the field. Once again, hats off to the coaching staff here. They're very, very disciplined football team.
Well, you got to realize if your star receiver or running back is Rob and he's playing your nose guard position, they've just sold out all for speed.
Right.
Salisbury in the shotgun. He's got Prelep behind him, passes it over to Gavin. Gavin's trying to try and get the corner, and he's going to be tackled on that one quickly by Eichmeyer, but not until he gets about a 5-yard gain, but that's going to be 4th down and 8. 4th down and 7 for the Eagles.
Yep, that was a nice little swing pass to Prelip there. You take away that penalty, and we'd be in 4th and 2 situation, and maybe Coach Grundy closer to midfield would go for it.
You have to play perfect when you play against the number 1 team in the state, and that snap's a low snap. Brandon Prelip does a great job of handling it, and then he gets the ball, kicks it all the way to about the 40-yard line, takes a backward bounce. He got a little backspin on his pitching wedge, and got it all the way up to the 43-yard line. So Powers will take over on their own 43, 3:35 left in the second quarter.
He just got that off in a millisecond because there were hands in the air, almost got the touch.
He did, and Jordan Messinger was out there on the edge. He was coming with some
Powers breaks the huddle.
pressure and a nice late block by Marion. Otherwise, he would have been on that one.
Tight formation, shotgun. Nasser is the only one in the backfield. It's going to be a quarterback keep right up the middle, and they're just driving the pile, and you get behind some of those linemen, and they get it all the way up for a 5-yard gain. But there's a flag on the play. I think that is going to go against Powers.
I do too, and it's unfortunate for the Powers linemen there that this is going to be called on unsportsmanlike. Their offensive lineman drove one of our defensive linemen 15 yards down the field and then had a little extracurricular celebration after achieving the feat. And that's what the penalty mustered up as. But we will take a... Is that going to remain second down, Gary?
Yeah, that is going to repeat the down. So it's going to be second down. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yes, the second down and 17.
Second and 17 at their own 43.
Quarterback keeper on that. Well, actually, it's given to Rob. Rob is going to get the direct snap, break one tackle. He's on space. He's got the first down before Gavin Prelip knocks him down about the 38 or the 44-yard line. First down, and he picked up a lot of that penalty and then some.
Yep, good downfield tackle by Prelip there. Wrapped him up and allowed a couple friends to come over and finish up the play. These guys, they hit these holes very, very quick. And again, that was a direct snap to the running back, And he was almost full speed on a second step.
Gorzinski. Rob has his hands up like he might get the snap. Quick swing to Nasser. Nasser straight arms. Breaks the tackle, but he's going to stay in bounds. He has some fancy footwork to stay in bounds at that point as he gets it all the way up for a first down and up to the 29-yard line of the Marion Eagles.
Yep. They had a little motion and misdirection there and then a quick bubble screen out to him. And Gavin Prelip actually made a pretty darn good play right there and slowed him up enough for the rest of the group to get there to push him out of bounds.
2:45 left in the first half. It is Powers 41, Marion 28. Quarterback Greg Keep, he goes right behind the wedge, gets behind the big boys, and he disappears, comes out 6 yards later with a gain.
Yep. This formation, we're seeing a lot of variety here, and they're doing misdirection, they're doing pre-snap motions, and giving us a little bit of an issue here. We're going to look for a 2nd and 5 stop, though. Tackle for loss, something of that nature. Bring up 3rd and long.
Make it so. All right, tight formation. Direct snap to Rob. Rob is going to hop over the line, and he's going to be driving. He's going to be carried by one of his own linemen all the way up to the 15-yard line. That'll be a first down for Power North Central.
Yeah, this Rob, he's impressing me. Not only is he physical and runs the ball very, very hard, he's quite nimble. He displays quite a bit of athleticism with the combination of explosive power.
All right, they move him to tight end. They got 2 tackles on this one. Nasser's behind in the pistol formation. Gorzinski calls for the ball. He's going to look at the inside handoff to Rob. Rob is hidden from everybody. He's going to walk into the end zone untouched. Sorry, that was a 15-yard touchdown run by Rab.
Looks like the misdirection got the best of us on that play.
He got me.
Me too.
That little shovel pass after Rab was going the opposite direction. Of course, he's following big lane on the trap play there. Walters with his one-step approach for the extra point. Snap, kick, automatica.
Point is good, Jaden Walters.
So, with 1:32 left in the first half, it is the Jets 48, the Eagles 8. You're listening to the home of Marion Eagle football on the all-new 107.9 CDY.
Flag on the play.
By a whole bunch of Jets. There's a flag on the play, a little extracurricular afterwards. We're going to see what's going to get. I think it's going to be offsetting, but we'll see what they say.
I'll tell you, Owen Eichmeyer did a great job.
Unsportsmanlike on the Jets. Unsportsmanlike on the Jets.
All right, so that's going to go against the Jets.
Well, I'm looking here at the program, and Rob, who's their running back, Neary, who is their best lineman, and then Nasser, who is their best receiver. They're all graduating this next year. You know, we are losing Keegan Baldwin, and we are losing Thomas Genema. Genema has been hurt for more than half the year now, but you know that's quite a lot of weapons for them to use just out of the skill position placements.
Well, you know, as bad as it is, 48-8, Marion has closed the gap between these two programs.
Yeah, I definitely think if Gary, you and I were one of the only two to watch the game last year, and here we are again.
As Mason Salisbury scampers for a first down for Marion on a broken play. He had to run it out as all the wide receivers were carried. His scramble got another Fiam first down for the Marion Eagles. Continue your thought.
Yeah, to your point there, I think that we have closed the gap. There is no doubt that Powers is a powerhouse, if you will. But I don't think we've played our best football today from what I'm seeing. But nonetheless, we have closed the gap from the last time we saw them, and I think that will continue to happen over the next 12 months.
Okay, shotgun formation. Twins on the far, one on the near. Salisbury puts the ball on the grass, but he's going to pick it up. He's going to have to scramble. He's making something out of nothing, and it's going to be a first down. That's going to be another Fiam first down and an 11-yard gain by Salisbury. I just want to remind everyone that you are listening to WCDY, McBain, Cadillac, Lake City.
Good job, guys. Hey, he's probably trying to motivate them and saying, hey, we're going to score a touchdown right here before the half. We got 18 seconds left. I believe we have 1 or 2 timeouts left, and he's probably giving them 2 plays just in case. Probably not. He might be giving them 2 plays to try not to burn a timeout if we get a completed pass in bounds or a nice run downfield.
Now, they do have 2 timeouts left. So I'm not sure you worry about saving that.
That's true.
Because sometimes when you rush at the high school level, you might get an illegal procedure, or some kids get a little bit too jacked up to actually hold their position long enough.
Yes, that is very common.
All right.
Nobody's on Yole. Oh, there, coach got him.
Yole on the near side. Over on the far side is Cole Meyer. You kind of got a split backfield here. Salisbury drops the leg. Braden Prelip goes in motion. Drop back to pass. He's got Prelip along the sideline. And what an athletic almost interception. As that one was caught as he's falling down in the hands of Caden Teets. But he was hit the ground and then it bounced out of his hands for an incomplete pass. 13 seconds left in the quarter or the half.
That was a tremendous play by the defense right there. Mason was just trying to get the ball out instead of taking the sack, and the ball was underthrown a little bit, but good adjustment by the linebacker.
Twins on the near, Twins on the far side. Salisbury in the shotgun all by himself. Powers is going to rush 2. He drops back, quarterback keeper. He's being spied, breaks the man's ankles at his spine, and ball's on the ground right now. It's picked up by Powers, and Powers is going to look like Nasser. Going to go. Time's running out, and it's going to be a scoop and score for Powers to end the half.
Well, that was an unfortunate turn of events. Mason looked like he was picked up the first down, and I don't know if we would have scored a touchdown there, but it would have been a big gain with at least enough time to get a timeout and get another shot at the end zone. Instead, we unfortunately put the ball on the ground. They pick it up and run 60 yards down the field for a touchdown.
Well, what looked like as Mason was about ready to make a cut, and then Marion Eagle came to help block, came from behind and nailed his elbow and knocked the ball out from Mason. He didn't even see his own guy coming from behind, and that's when the ball hit the turf. Walter with his extra point. It's good. 55-8. At the end of the first half. It's been an impressive offensive show by the Jets. We are going to take a long break as we get our stats together. You're listening to the home of Marion Eagles football on 107.9 CDY.
You like all my stats?
All right, how many?
8.
All right, cool.
Applebee's invites you to eat good in the neighborhood after every game. Open late. Holiday gift card season this year, and gift cards make a great
saw an offensive explosion from Powers as they were able to score on every single possession and even stole an extra possession right before the half. Up 55-8, Gary Hawkeye Vanna joined by Ryan Raymond. We are being kept on the railroad tracks by Zach Wiggins back at the station. Christian Mitchell running a special feed that we have. Just want to put a little shout out to him. Before we do that, I want to remind you, you're listening to the Pluger Mechanical Halftime Show. Pluger Mechanical, licensed and insured for all your new installations, HVAC services, and light plumbing. Call Aaron or his brother at 231-282-3194. That's 282-3194. So we got this new feature. I don't know if you see it, Ryan, or not, but a group has been working on this. We're doing an audio broadcast over YouTube with the live scoreboard. Because of the postseason, you can't show live video streaming. So anybody can actually go to the CDY Facebook page and click the link to YouTube, and they can actually listen to us describe the game, but they know exactly what the score, and not have to say, well, what's the score? They haven't said the score in so long. What's the time? How much time's left? You can actually check that all out as a scoreboard with our voices behind it is on our new feed. So I don't know if you get a chance, you might want to check that out when you listen to this broadcast to critique the play-by-play guy.
I think it's a great idea, and that's a nice feature to add to an already nice, good situation.
All right, so like we said before, this has been the Powers Central North Central show, and we just need to understand that the Eagles have a lot they can learn from here. What is going on over there on the sideline, you think, for the Marion Eagles?
I think Coach Grundy's is trying to keep everybody's spirits up, for one. He's trying to keep everyone motivated and saying, let's forget about anything bad that's happened in the first half. You can't control it now anyway, and go out and really try to make a staple in the second half. Now, beyond that, they're probably going over, mid-game adjustments and different types of strategies to help get a better outcome in the second half. I do believe that they might be making some personnel changes, or I don't know about changes, but just different adjustments to help provide a better outcome.
Well, let's run down the scoring for you. Power started out with the ball the very first time. Marched the ball 35 yards in a two-play drive. The second was a 28-yarder for a touchdown. Extra point was good. Power's up 7-0. After that, Marion came marching back. It got a couple nice rushes. And then a 45-yard pass from Mason Salisbury to Gavin Prelip for a touchdown. Two-point conversion was good. And at that time, and one of the few times all season, Powers North Central was losing in a football game. Well, they didn't like that, so they came back on an 11-play drive, which included 3 penalties against Powers North Central, but they finally were able to punch it in for the touchdown, making the score 14-8. Marion had to come out, and they had to go with 3 and out with the punt. Well, Powers didn't take very long to get back on the board, where they were first drive was first carry 2 yards, second one -4, and then busted a 74-yard touchdown run for another touchdown. The extra point was good, 21-8 at that point. We're still in the first quarter. Marion had to punt again to end the first quarter. So after the first quarter, it was 21-8. Powers North Central, 30-yard touchdown run, got another touchdown, making it 28-8, and then it was all Powers there. Next play, Marion got INT, and Powers took over on the 50-yard line. After a short 7-yard possession, 7-play possession, they got themselves another touchdown, making the score 35-8. Another 3 out from Marion. Powers with the 37-yard touchdown, making that 41-8. Extra point was no good, followed by a punt. Another touchdown by Powers. And then on the last drive, Marion had something going, and then it ended up with a fumble. Someone knocked the ball out of Mason Salisbury's arms from behind, and then it was just picked up, scooped, and scored for 65 yards for Powers, getting us to 55-8 at this point. We called the game last year, and it was 15-0 at halftime. They've scored 55 this time, but this game is nothing like last year.
I don't think so either, Gary. To not by any sense of the matter, it was 20-something to nothing in the first 5 minutes of last year's game, and we really didn't have much offense going on the entire time. This game, the scoreboard says we don't have a ton of offense going on, but we have moved the ball at times. And last year we weren't able to do that as well. I do feel, from what I know of our offense, we can score a couple touchdowns at any given play. I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to come back and win 70-63 or something, but I think we can put some points on the board. And last year, I wouldn't have said that.
No, I agree with you. You got 3 major home run threats.
Yes.
That really could just, when lightning strikes, they could get to the end zone on any play from any distance. With the Prelip boys as their cousins, and then Mason Salisbury, any one of those 3 could just go off and all of a sudden change the outlook of the game. So, there's still that to go for. And I assume that's what Coach Gordon kind of said there, and he goes, you know what? I've yet to find a play that will get us 48 points.
Right.
So maybe we just chip away, and if we keep chipping away and we pick up the defense, maybe we can make it into a reasonable chance for a comeback.
And that's the exact case right there. That's the exact case. And I don't think that us not scoring, I guess I think that we can score. I really, really do. We've had a couple unfortunate circumstances on some plays that we were making drives down the field. And whether it be a penalty or an interception or a fumble or whatever the case may be, just drive stoppers that most teams experience in any game. If we can keep those to a minimum, I do feel that we can move the ball.
Well, it felt like that last drive actually was going to end up in a score. Marion looked like they're back to clicking. They had it spread out. The Salisbury and the Prelips were hitting the holes a little bit faster, and they had the confidence there. And then disaster happened. But before that, I really felt that was going to be another score for the Marion Eagles.
It was looking that way. It was definitely looking that way. And when scores get separated a little bit, what I've seen time and time again, not every time or each time, but sometimes, a lot of the times the team that's losing in that situation, they kind of relieve themselves of the pressure, and they can just play a little bit more free. And some of those times, really good things happen. You see those bright spots. And I don't know if this is one of those situations or not, but that last drive, as you were saying, looked like it was leading up to be one.
Well, you know what? And it's hard to say when you're down 55-8, but when you're in this situation, it is really character time.
Yeah.
And this is going to show what kind of character are you really having, and then this is where the coaches are going to pay the most attention to how well are you following detail, how much are you still trying, is your heart still into it, are you mailing it in, where's your head, and could you be counted on when the chips are against us, because every team will have the chips against them at some time, but the high character teams will be resilient and be able to come back some of the times.
Exactly, and that's a very good point, Gary. And I'm sure our coaching staff is looking at that for one circumstance in particular. These are all underclassmen, and I think most, I wouldn't say expect, but have goals to making it back here next year.
Well, back-to-back regional championships.
That's right.
Back-to-back, one step away from the state finals. This game isn't over, but everything has to go Marion's way, and they have to play perfect to make this happen. But just to get to this level, what a huge accomplishment on this one. Hey, before we go any further, we are so thankful that these sponsors came and they paid money so you can listen to this, because it's a long drive to Powers, and you get to stay home in the comfort in your own home, and you get to listen to the great voice of Ryan Reynolds and me trying not to stink it up too much. But let's give a big shout out to Theom, Pollington Tools, Dean's Auto Truck, Fleming's Clothing, the Horseshoe Grill, Shannon Jack's Pizza, L&J Meat Market, McLean's Transmission, the McBain Lake City Family Pharmacy, the Wexford Misaki CTC, Marion School, Dan Lee Agency, Nags Agency, Baker College, M-Town Gym and Tan, Pluger Mechanical, Dynamic Physical Therapy, Christie's Potty Shed, LCM Surveying, Untamed Archery, Hunniga Electric, Backwoods Realty, and Judy K. Gildy, who will have the Judy K. Gildy Picture Perfect Play of the Game. Ryan, I hope you remember from last year, but you're going to have to give us a couple postseason or post-game awards. We're going to have a defensive player, I want a player of the game award and the Picture Perfect Play of the game award, as we are getting ready to start the second half with 27 seconds left. We're going to keep it here as the Marion Eagles are ready. They're standing on the field. Powers North Central is ready. 55-8. We're getting ready to start the second half in Powers North Central.
To open the second half. Yeah, Freeland back deep for the Eagles.
All right, the official's off to the sideline. Clock started at noon. My old buddy Scott, haven't seen him in 32 years. He's keeping me on track with the score and the clock. There's the kickoff of Walter. Walters kicks it to about the 20-yard line, checks up there. Prelup has to pick it up, and it keeps on the ground, and it's going to be turned over immediately. He tried to scoop and run, but the grass is a little bit wet, and it's a little bit cold, so it came out of his hands. Covered on that one by number 20, Lane Gorzinski. How many Gorzinskis are on this team? We got Lane, Jake, and Luke. They're all brothers, right?
I'd have to.
And Elijah. I'm sorry. There's 4. Oh, they're cousins there too. So there's Scott, the scoreboard keeper, is able to tell us. That is not how you want the second half to start.
No, Gary, that is not. Unfortunately, I think Gavin was looking upfield when he went to get the ball, and just to see where his lanes might be, and started running before he got the ball in his hands.
All right, so Gorzinski with the 7-yard run. We are now into the mercy rule. We call it Q-tips. Right now, it is a running clock. The only time the clock will stop will be for the quarters, timeouts, injuries, penalties, and scores. Q-tips is the way I like to remember it.
That's the best way for us to.
All right. Shotgun formation. Nasser in the backfield. Rab goes out. There's going to be a shovel pass to Nasser. Nasser's trying to get the corner. He is going to get wrapped up immediately as he tries to get around to that corner by Cole Meyer. The freshman takes him down, but not until he gets another 4-yard gain, and that will make it 3rd down and 1 on the Marion Eagles 11-yard line.
Need to come up with a stop here on 3rd and short. They will be going on 4th down if they don't get it.
Yeah, they're in the red zone right now, and that's 4-down territory in all of Michigan for high school football, unless you're like Division I with a D1 kicker. Direct snap there to Rab. Rab is going to kind of run his way through the middle, and Rob gets it over the goal line for a touchdown. With that touchdown, that now moves it up to Super Mercy rules, where it will only stop for official timeout and the quarter. So the clock keeps running.
There's more of that misdirection, Ended up having a quarterback in shotgun with a running back to each side. And the quarterback and the running back, it was a direct snap to the running back to the left of the quarterback. And the quarterback and the running back ran left. The direct snap ball carrier waited for the quarterback and the other running back to move in front of him, and then ran to the right behind him up the middle. Was able to punch it in.
So, 2-point conversion. This one they wanted to give a little love to Lane Nearing, the guard tackle, as he went out for a little pass, and he caught the 2-point conversion for Powers North Central to make the score 63-8. You're listening to the home of the Marion Eagles on the all-new 107.9 CDY.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're back.
And Walters kicks the ball off. It goes to the 15-yard line on the return as Gavin Prelip. Prelip is able to get a little space as he gets a nice little 10-yard return, 15-yard return. He gets all the way up to the 30-yard line for the Marion Eagles.
Yep, we'll see what Coach Grundy has drawn up for us here. Hopefully we can particulate down the field for a touchdown drive.
All right, Salisbury. Twins on the far, twins on the near side. Shotgun formation. Brandon Prelip goes to the motion. Jet sweep to Prelip. Prelip is going to try and turn the corner. There's nowhere to go right there as he is going to be tackled immediately on that one by Caden Teets. And it's going to be a gain of 1.
You know, that's a real credit to their defensive coaching because the cornerbacks who are covering the wide receivers are sitting back and recognizing that the receivers aren't releasing. They're coming in to engage, so they're getting around them, getting in front of them, and then they're getting to the ball carrier quicker.
The game within the game. Twins on the near, twins on the far side. Marion going from right to left on your radio dial. Gavin Prelip with the jet sweep as he goes in motion. He tries to turn the corner once again. Everyone is able to come up on them. And he's going to be tackled for a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, Gavin unfortunately didn't have much choice there. Tried to stretch the play out, and the defense read it, fouled him right to the sideline. He was not able to cut up the field.
63-8, 6:30 left in the third quarter. We are in a Super Mercy running clock. It will only stop for the official and for the quarter. Salisbury and shotgun. Twins on the near, twins on the far side. Man-to-man coverage. Brandon Prelip goes in motion. It's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle, and he doesn't fool anyone as Luke Gorzinski.
Yeah, Luke, he just read that play as Mason was closing distance to the line of scrimmage. So was he. He was just once again running a spy on him. That's his key, and it's a good matchup for both teams. Both teams should feel favorable on who's going to win that matchup.
Brandon Prelip drops back to punt for the Marion Eagles. Brandon takes it off the ground, gets a nice high punt up there. It's going to hit, and it's going to go Marion way, and it's going to be touched by Gavin Prelip, and then it's going to be picked up over there by Teets. Teets is going to turn around and get it up the corner. You got to realize that just because you touch the ball does not kill the ball without the possession.
We have a flag on the play, Gary. It appears that Rob had a personal foul. Not a personal foul, illegal hit.
Yeah, they called the helmet-to-helmet on that one. And so what happens is this, because you tapped it down, does not automatically make it a dead ball until you secure it. And Teets, with the heads-up play, picks it up. And Marion had thought the ball was down, but it wasn't. And then he was able to make a nice return from the 38-yard line, bringing it all the way up to the 42 of Marion. But there was that unsportsmanlike helmet-to-helmet hit, and that would be walk it back. So now, with all that being said, Jets ball on the 44-yard line, 5:12 left in the third quarter.
Staying in the 3-4 for us.
Well, keeper on that one by Drew Algier. Algier carries it for about a 6-yard gain. Your new quarterback right now is Brent Labonte. Algier is going to be your running back.
Weston had a real good opportunity for a tackle for loss there. Just wasn't quite able to wrap him up and bring him down behind the line of scrimmage. But Prelip was there for the rebound.
Okay, we got that beast formation. It's going to give it to the second man. That one's going to be handed off to Teets. Teets is going to make one man miss. He's going to make a second man miss, bring it up along the sideline before he's brought down. Let me take that back. Lane Gorzinski with the big gain as Zebra takes it all the way down to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, once again, Weston was back there. He had a chance to get him. But, this looks like a next man up situation for the Jets, and the second wave of athletes looks to be, very capable of producing yards as well.
Yeah, but what's really interesting is when these two teams have a collision course next year, you actually see what the future backfield is, since they're taking out their starters and they're all going to graduate.
Right. Well, success breeds success, and this program has been successful for a couple of years now, or several years now. And you can tell just by how hard these kids, the second unit here, is running. That's what they have to do in practice every day just to make sure they're on the second string. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So it's just a internal competition that each competitive school has. We have as well. But you can tell that there's not a whole lot of drop-off here from the first unit to the second unit.
All right, it's going to be second down and 11. Under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Powers up 63-8. There's a snap. Dropping back to pass to Labonte. Labonte has a receiver wide open, and it is caught by Dylan Grab as he is going to be knocked down at the 9-yard line. First down Jets, first and goal.
Yeah, that tight end was able to release without being challenged. And usually you want to try to chuck that end instead of letting him release cleanly. So to give the defensive back a little help.
All right, in the shotgun, Labonte. Labonte hands this one off. This one's going to be given to Gorinsky. Gorinsky tackling the backfield by Weston Cox. And that is going to be no gain.
Yeah, Weston was in there. Real nice play. He's had a heck of a year for us as well. And I remember last year in this game, I started mentioning his name quite a bit and giving him some compliments. And he has not disappointed in this year's exhibition.
All right, 1:40 left in the third quarter. It's been Powers most of this game. Labonte in the shotgun, Beast formation. Wide side of the field is wide open. That's the way it's going to go towards the Beast. He's going to look at a bubble pass. Gets a little intimidated by Braden Prelip over there and decides to throw it into the dirt instead of letting Gorzinski take the big hit. That's incomplete, but the clock will keep running.
Yeah, Braden really he put himself in a very good position right there. He read that play well, and, he closed down on that receiver, almost baiting the quarterback to throw to him, because I think one of two things were going to happen. Braden could have broke after the pass and possibly intercepted it, and with nobody behind him, you probably, he's a fast kid, you're probably not going to catch him. Or he could have made a pretty nice smack on the receiver if the receiver would have caught the ball.
Third down and 8 for Powers, or third and goal from the 8-yard line. Labonte takes the snap. He's going to go up the middle and nowhere to go as he's just going to be swallowed up by a sea of white. That one was led by Wyatt Schmid. Fourth down, and at this point it looks like they're going to go for a field goal, but there's an official timeout out there. Looks like there's an injured player. All right, you're listening to the home of Marion Eagles football on the all-new 107.9 CDY. Walters just drills a 26-yard field goal to push the score 66-8. Powers North Central over the Marion Eagles. Now they're 5 points over their season scoring average, but this is not really indicative about the type of game Marion has played. They have not been out of it like this, like the score reflects, have they, Ryan?
Not really. You know, we've given, I think, 3 turnovers this game, and that's uncharacteristic. And to their credit, to Powers' credit, you know, they've taken direct. They've capitalized on all 3 of those directly. So, you know, with those, but I don't think the score is way farther out than what's really happening out here.
All right, so there's the kickoff. It gets to Brandon Prelip. Prelip is going to bring it up, but he runs into one of the dead spots on the field and slips. Marion will be taken over on their own 20-yard line.
To add to that last statement there, Gary, I mean, there's no discredit to Powers. These guys are well-disciplined, well-coached, and they're a talented group, no doubt. But I just feel that our offense really hasn't been as crisp as what we've normally seen this year. But hopefully this drive right here, they're going to change that and go out there and put some points on the board. I do see some underclassmen jerseys out there.
All right, so we got the broken pro formation. Gavin Prelip gets the handoff towards the inside, trying to find the corner. He can't get to the corner. He's going to be taken down for a 2-yard loss.
Brings up second down.
Yep. That's kind of that jet sweep type of situation. It wasn't a jet sweep. It was a toss or a sweep to the outside. Gavin just had no place to run. It was a sea or red, and he tried to stretch it towards the sideline and was ended up driven out of bounds beyond the line of scrimmage. But, you know, last year, again, and I maybe we shouldn't keep touching on that, but I didn't have a whole lot of optimism that we were going to be able to punch the ball in or make a drive in last year's game, to where, again, this year's team, I think it could happen at any point in time.
All right, so got a handoff on that one to Aaron Whitney. Whitney is going to get himself about a 2-yard gain, so that should make it 3rd down and 11. We got under 9 minutes left to go in the game. It is 66-8. The Marion Eagles are going to play this out. The winner of this game will qualify for the state title game next week in Marquette. And Marion one step short of the game last year and come back this year, and it looks like they may just be one step short again.
It's still a magnificent accomplishment just to win 2 regionals and to get to the semifinal games.
Salisbury drops back to pass. He's got all the time in the world. He's going to be throwing that one deep. He has a receiver, just overthrows that one, and Cole Meyer's not able to track it down as that goes out of bounds. That's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that was really nice pass protection by the offensive line there. Hats off to those guys. Mason had a lot of time. It looked like he may have waited a little too long to let the play develop, and by the time the ball came out, you know, Cole was already, the intended receiver was already kind of pinned up against the sideline.
Brandon Prelip with a good snap, good punt, nice and high. That looked like it got hung up on the wind a little bit, and that's gonna be marked down at the Marion 35-yard line.
Yep, be short field for Powers.
First down, Jets.
They're coming back out with the same unit as before, it looks like. A couple new jerseys.
Spencer Lane, it's our JV team.
Yeah, number 57, Spencer Williams is out there. Lane,
See, Aaron Genema has entered the game for the Eagles, number 10.
All right, Lane Gorzinski looks like he's taking over at quarterback. All right, that went to Jacob Gorzinski. Gorzinski gives it to Adrian Mercer, and Mercer is going to be met in the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
Salisbury brings up second down.
Yeah, Mason read that play real nice and swallowed him up behind the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd and 12. See, Whitney's coming in to spell Cole Meyer at that outside linebacker position.
How about that, huh? Small world, right? Travel the world and bump into people you know.
All right, here we go. Grzinski, and Grzinski's going to be easy to call the quarterback. Twins on the far, single on the near side. Got a motion. This one goes to Grzinski. Grzinski's looking for a little room up the middle, and he's not going to find any. It's Travis Cox. Cox gets the tackle on that one. Sorry, I said Travis. Weston Cox with the great there, and when he hit the ground, ball came loose. Marion wanted to fumble, but ground can't cause a fumble.
Yeah, real nice stop by Weston there. I don't think Coach liked how hard he just hit their quarterback there, and their first team is coming back out on the field.
Third down and 12. Checking the game is Daniel Gaffney for the Marion Eagles. Brent Labonte at quarterback. Nasser in motion. This is going to be given to Rob. Rob's going to get up the middle, and he's going to turn the corner. He's going to go all the way to the end zone. That was personal, wasn't it?
That was. Yep.
They didn't like the way they were tackled, and they wanted to send a message, didn't they?
Yep, and hey, they achieved their goal there. We had some guys out of position on that play, but nonetheless, ends up for a touchdown.
Walters again with the extra point. It's good. Well, that makes it 74-8. You're listening to the home of Marion Eagles football on the all-new 107.9 CDY. Game. Powers North Central will be advancing to the title game next week. Good kick. It's going to be picked up by Brandon Prelip at the 12-yard line. Prelip is going to come up along the sideline. Great return. And it's going to step just out of bounds at the 34-yard line. As this end of this game is starting to turn a little ugly.
Yeah, unfortunately, when the games get separated like this, emotions get heated and tempers start flaring, and you can see some unfortunate circumstances happen. Now, that's the fourth personal foul penalty against Powers. That's, it is what it is. Hopefully that's the last one, and we can finish this up in a clean football game, and all teams can leave here as good sportsmen.
Well, both teams are too classy to end a game like this.
I agree.
So, I don't have the score from Rudyard and Sutton's Bay, but I'm kind of thinking that, Marion lost to Sutton's Bay. They're going to lose to Powers. It could end up that the only teams that could beat them are state champion teams.
That could be. I mean, that's not an outlandish suggestion there, Gary. Oh, boy.
All right, back at quarterback now for your Eagles is Drew Van Epps. Van Epps mishandles the ball, and he's going to be hit for a loss, 4-yard loss. That'll make it 2nd down and 14 for the Eagles. Under 3 minutes left in the game.
The Sutton's Bay game, they beat us handily. I do think that, that was definitely not our strongest showing that game. But nonetheless, the fact that 2 potential state championships are our only losses of the year. That says a lot about our program, and that says a lot about our coaches, kids, and the whole football family that it takes to get to this point. You know, these accolades and these reaching this far in the depth in the playoffs, they don't just happen by accident. You know, these people sacrifice a lot. These kids sacrifice a lot, and their parents and school teachers and the entire support staff and coaching staff. It's an all-in situation.
On the carry on this one is Gage Baker, and Baker is going to be knocked out of bounds. You know, this program is kind of got the rebirth under Chris Genema, and then Chad Grundy took over halfway through the season that year, and he's made the playoffs every single year since with this Marion Eagles team.
Yeah, yep. There's a lot. That's exactly the case. So, kind of a little background is, you know, Chad came to Marion a year and a half ago, or 2.5 years ago, whatever it was, and all these players here, Greg Salisbury, Steve Yoel, Ed Cox, Dave Thomas, they all brought up through the ranks from Rocket, or Pop Warner Rocket, and middle school and JV. So this is essentially, you know, that group of kids that Chad's working with now. And to be honest with you, it's been a very good formula. It's been a good recipe, and we've had a lot of success with the coaching staff and the kids and the parents.
All right, we're less than a minute in the game. Powers North Central is not even going to send their team out to the field. So they'll take a delay game penalty. They'll wind the clock again, and then there'll be one more play. But to all intents and purposes, this will be it. The Marion Eagles end the season here in Powers North Central with the loss. Powers North Central Jets 73, Marion Eagles 8. You're listening to the home of Marion Eagles football on the all-new 107.9 CDY.
Hawkeye player of the game.
All right, we'll do that.